All right, lovely people. So we are going to do a tutorial on the setup and the execution of a barbell hip thrust. Okay, so it's a hip hinge movement, right? I'm going to go into all that in a minute, but first I'm going to talk about the setup. So you want a bench that is high enough that's going to give you good range of motion, so the dumbbells or the plates can not hit the ground as you hinge down. But then you also don't want it to be so high up that you can't get in the proper position and you can't get the bar up because it's too high up, if that makes any sense at all. So there's a good, like, you test it out on certain benches. Some benches at the gym are okay. Most of them are slightly too high. I like when you have this option, you can set up your own. So I use 4 risers and yeah, so we're just gonna get started. So I use 4 risers and then I put this bad boy on there. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so you want it to be, so that way the big round plates don't hit the ground, but then you also don't want it to be so high up that you're like struggling to get yourself in position, okay? So just your upper back should be on the bench or boxes, whatever you find. I like those plyo boxes too, like the 12-inch plyo boxes. Those are nice. But yeah, so upper back here, make sure you get in position, feet about hip width apart, heels at 90 degrees. So here, 90 degrees. And then once you come up, you should form like a tabletop. Okay, so here, chin nice and tucked. Then we go down and then push yourself back up. Core nice and tight. Push through your heels. Okay, so you want all the weight pushing up through your heels. Okay, because remember, it's a hip hinge, right? So our hip hinges go this way. Butt back, and then we push through. Butt back, and push through. So it's like a deadlift, but you're hip hinging, in a horizontal position. All right, so I always like to do the bar first. Like, I don't care if my starting weight is going to be 200 pounds. I'm going to do the bar just because I want to make sure the bench is situated to me. Even though I've done it 1,000 times and I know this bench is situated to me, it's still a good idea. You never know what your body's going to feel like one day. And you could have a tweak or you could have an ache or something, and the last thing you want to do is load it with your starting weight and you find out like, oh, it's probably not the best day to hip thrust because you have a tweak in your back or something. I don't know. All right, so pad, you're going to need a pad. This is 100% necessary. If not, the torture that is going to go on here, okay? So, all right, so you're going to want to put it not on your stomach, but almost like on your hip bone. Okay, like where it creases. As you hinge back, where that creases, that's where the bar is going to go. Okay, so you get down, remember, just your upper back is going to be on this bad boy, not your elbows. Your elbows are in front of you, okay? So not like a couple things that you don't want to do that I see are like this. Like, you're not going to want to be like this. Your arms are going to go out in front of you. So just your upper back, shoulders, remember, feet hip width apart. I'm hoping you can hear me, but feet hip width apart, heels hinge down, right? So remember, heels down, butt down, chin tucked, and then you push through. Once you get to here, you're kind of done. Squeeze nice and tight. We don't need to be like way up here, like hyperextending or anything, but just like create a tabletop, okay? And I just like to do a few reps with this just to make sure I'm feeling good, just to make sure that everything feels good. The bench is in the right position, and kind of use it like a warm up. So then we'll put the actual weight on it. So now you're always going to want to start with like a warm up set. Remember, you're not just going to throw your working set right on there. So warm up set, I just like to put 45s on there. That's 135, just because I know my working set is going to be around 200 pounds. So I'll throw 135 on there, do like 2 to 3 reps, and then I'll work my way up to my working set. Okay. And then remember that we can do this movement with literally anything. You can do this movement with dumbbells. You can do this movement single-legged. You can do this movement with a straight bar. You don't have a barbell. A barbell is just going to really help you, obviously, build strength in this movement because there's only so much that you can do with a dumbbell. There's only so much, like, even if you have a 100-pound dumbbell, it's still really hard to build strength once you've surpassed that. But the barbell is nice because 2 plates is 135 already, and then you can grow from there. All right, so let's get after it. So I like the bumper plates. If your gym has bumper plates, use the bumper plates. Right now I'm at LA Fitness. I prefer to work out at Crunch because they have like real strength training equipment. I feel like they have bumper plates and things like that. This gym doesn't, but it's okay. The regular plates, like the metal plates, will work. The bumper plates are nicer in case you need to like come down hard or something, you know. So, all right. So remember, we start at the bottom of the movement, underneath, roll it to you. Another reason why I like the bumper plates because they're round and these have like those sharp edges. So as you're rolling it, it's a little weird, but all right. So obviously this is going to be, you're going to want to get in position before you lift this weight up because it's not just a bar. Like I have actual weight on here, so I need to be safe and I need to get up in my proper stance. So here, I like to pull my knees as close to me as possible. And then from here, use your upper back, use your hips, and you thrust it up. Okay? So now once you're here, you can kind of get in a little bit better position if you need to adjust. And cool. So then breathe out. And 1. Out, down, 2. Okay? So remember, we're just going to warm up with this. Do a few. Nice and comfortable. Squeeze the toes out at the top. Okay? Awesome. And then now, kind of roll it off of you. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Remember, you can use it with dumbbell. It doesn't have to be a barbell, but a barbell is a really good way to help build your strength, and you will outgrow a dumbbell eventually. But definitely, if you're more comfortable, start with the dumbbell first, get the movement pattern down, and then get into it. I feel like that's really it. So it's a hip thrust. Remember, it's hitting your glutes, your hamstrings. Make sure your legs are at a nice 90-degree angle, so that way you can focus on the hamstrings and glutes. If your legs are a little bit further out, it's going to work a lot more quad. Same thing with this way. If your legs are closer to you, it's going to work a lot. You're going to feel it a lot more in your quads. You're not going to really be able to get great range of motion. And then the further your feet out, you're going to hit more hamstrings. So you want to hit like the glutes, essentially. So nice 90-degree tabletop down. Okay. I feel like that's it. I don't want to miss anything, but if I miss anything, I'll write it in the description. And yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Bye.